Just like many of you, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, is starting to get a little impatient with this SEC that is dismissing and settling up lawsuits with other companies and groups while we anxiously wait for the Ripple case conclusion. We're going to cover Brad's comments on that. We're going to take a look here at the XRP price chart, which is showing that it's holding really well and getting ready for that next move higher. We're also going to be talking about a little riddle. I know we haven't talked riddles in a while, but we got a little riddle. It's a slow Saturday news cycle day. So we're going to be taking a look at that along with trillions of value that's coming to the XRP ledger and how the XRP ledger is going to be the leader in real world asset tokenization. More on that here in this episode today. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Everything's at ZachRector.com. And a quick note for the Aussies in the chat. We have about 10 orders left eligible for free shipping to Australia. So take advantage of that while it lasts. Just about 10 more orders to go before that deal is going to expire. And then we will be bringing it back up to the standard shipping cost, which is our standard international shipping rate of $30.99. Canadians up north, we got you at $20.99. And in the States, we're down at a flat shipping rate of $8 for the XRP family merch. We really do appreciate your support, and I'm very happy that we've been able to go international with it now. So here's our XRP price chart, taking a look at it, consolidating here above $2.50. And following the fractal here that I've pulled from this area right here, we just pulled this fractal and overlaying it right here where we're at. You see we had 27 days of consolidation and backtests, 27 days of consolidation and the biggest liquidation event in the history of cryptocurrency. And now we build back up our structure and we get ready to make that move on higher. And so my take right now, Bitcoin at 96,500. The stock market printed a new all-time high for the S&P 500 right before we had our worst day so far this year for the stock market, which was yesterday. And so I think that the smart money sees what's taking place here and they're taking profits on the stock market, traditional markets. Meanwhile, in crypto, I think we have another 30 to 60 days for our run to take place before we get hit with the next black swan, before we get hit with the next big one. And I think it's going to be the liquidity crisis on the back end. And there might be some event that kind of fuels it and is used as the excuse. But we already see that the liquidity crisis is present, hasn't been solved. And I think that this is why you're seeing news like this. Warren Buffett of Berkshire Hathaway just announced they now hold a record $334 billion in cash. To put this into perspective, between Q1 and Q4 of 2024, their cash balance rose a massive $145 billion. What does Warren Buffett see here? Well, what did Jamie Dimon see just 2 days ago when he sold off nearly $250 million of JP Morgan Chase stock before we had that massive red day yesterday, the worst day in 2025 for the stock market so far? Jamie Dimon hit the exits just the day before. Warren Buffett moving to $300 billion cash. He's ready to buy the dip. He's ready to buy the blood in the streets, and I hope that you guys are as well too. While I get ready to take profits on some of these altcoins, some of these cryptocurrencies, I'll be moving into a little pile of cash, not quite as big as Warren Buffett's, but I'm going to be ready to take profit, stay liquid, because I do think that something's going to break here in the next few months. So hang tight. CEO of Bybit still going through this. And, speaking of liquidity crisis, this is the CEO of Bybit saying we are going to have a liquidity crunch on our stablecoin. We can predict our stockpile on USDT is not going to last for too long, maybe 5 to 6 hours. Within 5 to 6 hours, we're going to have a liquidity crunch on stablecoin. Then this is a bigger issue because that's about 3 billion shortage that I need to fill unless I can magically somehow. Okay. Now, even if Safe tells me at this point that Ben is safe to move these money, I'm scared to move because I just lost 1.5 billion and using the same system. So to get access, apparently he doesn't have access to 3 billion of, it sounds like stablecoins, mostly Tether, that is on a platform called Safe. And he doesn't have access to it right now. But as soon as they tell him that he will have access to it, he has to use the same system, the same multi-sig procedure that they used that exploited them to that $1.4 billion Ethereum hack. And what I wanted to, share with you guys here is that although the space came together and we're holding up really well, there's two ways that you can look at this. One, I want to acknowledge that the space is sticking up together. The fact that Bitcoin's holding, XRP is holding, the space came together and kind of seemingly stop this from going any further. But as we dig into this and as we're hearing, this was a space with the Bybit CEO on Crypto Town Hall this morning. And so it's already been 5 to 6 hours. And over the weekend, the volumes are low. And right now I'm tracking that the volume is low. Markets are kind of just, stagnant over the weekend as they usually are. So maybe we're not going to see a break here yet, but has this been solved? On one point, the space came together. We're holding up really well. That's great. On the other side of this, I'm wondering, one, is this an inside job? Was this really North Korean hackers? You guys let me know in the comments down below. But also, did the space come together and band together because there's more of a systemic risk here that if we don't fix this, you're going to see some other platforms have some issues and a broader liquidity crisis hitting the cryptocurrency space. Now, the good thing is that in XRP, we're just chilling over here. XRP is holding really well. Our other utility assets are holding really well. And so I remain, calm, staying liquid, and holding good quality assets. But this is going to be something to watch here closely over the next few days. Now, I want to clarify what happened here. So this guy tweeted out, Ledger is cooked, because in this video, Ben, the CEO of Bybit, says and explains the process, how he used his Ledger wallet to sign off the final transaction in their multi-sig, which is multi-signature process, for sending this transaction through. Now, this guy's saying that Ledger is cooked. No, this is not an issue with Ledger. This is not an issue with cold storage. What this was an issue with is signing, blind signing a malicious transaction that was exploited through a smart contract on Ethereum. That's what this issue is. So the community notes below this post clarify, Ben is stating what wallet he used to sign, which is Ledger, but blind signing a malicious transaction is ultimately user error. Ledger devices were not at fault for this user action. Clear signing on a device with a secure screen is optimal security, ensuring what you see is what you sign. And that's where they messed up. Is this came across as a legitimate transaction, but in reality, it was a malicious transaction, a toxic smart contract, you could say, and that's where they hit him with this exploit. And so they went through their processes, their multi-sig, they signed off on it. He was the final one to do it. $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum gone. And now there's talks of basically clawing back this Ethereum, which does not require a full rolling back of the Ethereum blockchain, but similar to what took place in 2016 with the DAO hack. The DAO hack in 2016 was an Ethereum issue, and it was a specific smart contract on Ethereum that they were able to claw back. So basically there was this DAO fund that was raising a bunch of funds, and that's what got hacked and exploited. And so what Ethereum did is they were able to go and specifically target that smart contract, write a new smart contract, and they were able to basically claw back those funds without having to roll back, per se. It wasn't a technical rollback of the entire Ethereum blockchain. They just had to target the Ethereum smart contract that was exploited. Can something be done here? They're still working on it. They still don't know the full context really of how this was done, other than they know that it was a malicious transaction that they did sign off on. So your funds are fine in your cold storage. And I mentioned this in this morning's Discord weekly call. The best thing to be doing right now with your long-term bags, and I call it your forever bag, your don't touch it bag, is to put it in cold storage and bury it. And as long as you have your seed phrase and you protect your seed phrase, because that's really how you get to it, as long as you protect that seed phrase, you're going to be fine. And then go create separate wallets to go trade meme coins, to go do DeFi, to go play around. But my long-term XRP doesn't see a thing. It's dead. You might as well consider it burned. And this is XRP that I'm not even going to bring out of cold storage to go into DeFi or go into leverage, take out a loan against it. No. This is XRP that's gone. It's buried. The only people that see it are probably going to be my children. And I would recommend you guys consider a similar strategy. I have multiple wallets that I use for interacting with the XRP ledger, for meme coin trading, for AMM, for doing deals, for DeFi. It's all separate, and my forever bag never sees the light of day. Or in other words, no transactions are conducted with that XRP, period, full stop. So there is no way to get to it. Your cold storage is still safe. Don't worry about it. If you guys are looking to get some cold storage wallets, I do have a couple linked up at my website, zachrector.com, so you can take advantage of that if you would like. Now, on these exchanges, you also have some issues, right? And this is why I've said too, we only use these exchanges to conduct our business transactions, and then we take the money and run, or we take the crypto and run, right? That's what we're here to do. Now, speaking of these exchanges, I have not been impressed with the crap that Coinbase has been listing. So I put out this tweet today, Coinbase collecting checks and listing a bunch of crap these days. Every chart gets nuked right after launch. The Kramer kiss of death is now also the Coinbase kiss of death. Stay safe out there. And this is the chart on PopCat. PopCat is the newest token to get dumped on Coinbase. And let me know what you guys think about all of the tickers that have been getting put over there on Coinbase. I've been finding it very interesting. The types of crap coins that they're putting on Coinbase. It's been very interesting to watch. Now we got some good news here. This is a big deal. SEC did meet with Texture Capital last week. Why is this important? Because Texture Capital is partnered up with Sologenic to create Solotex. So check this out here, guys. This is Texture Capital on the SEC's meeting list here for February 13th. Why is that important? Because Texture Capital, the collaboration here with Sologenic, they're creating a tokenization ecosystem and Corium's advanced blockchain technology to create an end-to-end solution for issuing, tokenizing, and trading securities. The partnership was publicly announced in November of 2024, with Solotex still pending regulatory approval as of that time. Together, these entities aim to transform capital markets by making tokenized assets more accessible and efficient, aligning with broader trends in DeFi and real-world asset tokenization. So, absolutely love to see it. If you guys missed it, I did drop a deep dive on Sologenic and my price predictions for Sologenic this bull run. I mean, the coin's looking really good as far as a price performance. But then I love to see the fact that Texture Capital is meeting with the SEC in the process of getting that regulatory approval. And I'm hoping that this will kind of really spur and you know, we can get an explosion of real-world asset and securities getting tokenized on this platform using Sologenic. I'm really looking forward to this one. And so that was good to see. Really good to see. Now a little riddle. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about this one. This is from XRP VRA and commenting on Pope Francis being in critical condition. And obviously, you know, I don't have, nothing on this point. You know, Pope Francis is in critical condition right now. It looks like he might not last much longer. So we'll be watching this one closely, but I'm interested to hear what you guys think about this riddle. This is Pope Francis, not looking good right now. Slide on over. Baba Cugs. Nothing happens until the Vatican says so. This account, the First Decider, I don't know how legit they are, but I remember when they posted this back in 2021. And he says, apparently this is from his grandpa. I don't know who this was. But, quote, I cannot give you exact names as I worry it could change the timeline. But 4 days after the death of my hero, JB, is the last chance to buy. When the time comes, you will know. 4 days after the death of my hero, JB, is the last chance to buy. Now, as I said before, Grandpa did not give me an exact name, but it's possible things are lining up correctly now. Grandpa was a man of metaphors. I'm just following his instructions. Buy for now. So, what is set to take place here? So the reason why we think there might be a connection here is because Pope Francis' real name is Jorge Bergoglio. Okay? And so, JB is the initials. I don't know. I don't spend any time on the decoding and the Riddler anymore, but I did find that very interesting. And so I thought that I'd get your guys' comments on that. This would be a huge shift at the Vatican, obviously. We'd be electing a new pope or selecting a new pope. And big shift there underway. And so I just wanted to throw that out there. It's a slow news day on Saturday here, so I wanted to see what you guys thought on that one. Let's talk about tokenizing trillions on the XRP ledger. This is from Georgios Vlachos from Axeler. XRP has surpassed 200 billion fully diluted value, yet has remained isolated from most DeFi opportunities. When holders can't put assets to productive use, it harms adoption. Here's how Axeler is changing this for the XRP ledger. The Ripple and Axeler teams spent years in technical diligence before this partnership. David Schwartz approach, know where the bodies would be buried in the code base. That's the kind of diligence needed when building infrastructure for trillions in value. The XRP Ledger Axelar integration exemplifies how network effects compound in practice. Seamless stablecoin movements, DeFi access for XRP holders, leveraging XRP Ledger's real-world asset platform, one integration, unlimited possibilities. He gives one example here. What happens under the hood when moving assets cross-chain? Take Squid Route as an example. Swap on origin chain, bridge through Axelar, final swap on destination. 20 seconds, completely abstracted from users. That's what institutional grade UX looks like. Beyond bridges, Axelar provides a messaging layer for Web3. Just as the internet connected computers, Axelar is the blockchain that connects blockchains. This is how we scale cryptos to 1 million chains. You know, to me, Axelar sounds very similar to Interledger Protocol. And for those of you guys that have been around in the community for a while, you know that ILP was one of the original concepts here that was going to bridge basically the internet of blockchains, right? And so to finalize these thoughts, here's the prediction from Georgios Vlachos. Within 2 years, XRP Ledger emerges as the leading platform for real-world asset tokenization, powered by secure, programmable interoperability. It becomes the foundation for moving trillions in a single transaction while unlocking prosperity around the world. So that's a nice update, nice thread, and I love the prediction there. This has already been underway for a while, but now we're starting to see this go into production. And so Axelar has connected us with the EVM sidechain. They're also going to be connecting us with some 50, 60 plus other blockchains as well. And so, as I've been saying, and I will continue to, be very excited for this. Finally, DeFi is coming to the XRP Ledger, and some folks are putting out predictions like Georgios right here that this is going to be the leading ledger for real-world asset tokenization. And going back to Sologenic's partnership with Texture, right? Sologenic is a token on the XRP Ledger. They created that DEX interface. And so the potential for them to kind of build this platform out, having interoperability on, Sologenic's platform, which uses the XRP Ledger, also having programmability on Corium. Corium also being another network, smart contract platform that's going to bring utility and have interoperability with the XRP Ledger. You're starting to see this all come to fruition. And it's a nice spot to be in while we hold a bag of XRP, because everybody wants our XRP. And that's a big reason why we're going to be doing a lot of due diligence on these DeFi platforms, because we love that people want to work with us, but before they get our XRP, we're going to make sure that it's secure, it's sustainable, and we know where the yield is coming from. Final thoughts on today's video. Brad Garlinghouse commenting on the Coinbase case being dismissed with prejudice. Brad Garlinghouse says, suffice it to say, as I know there are lots of impatient people, including me, this SEC has demonstrated a clear interest in moving on quickly from the failed regulation by enforcement policies of the last administration. Now, this is Jeremy Hogan commenting that Coinbase case was dismissed with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled later, not even a settlement agreement with some minor concessions. I guess this SEC is not waiting for Atkins to be confirmed before making big crypto move. Ripple coming next. And I'd love to see Judge Judy on the case, huh? There's not many cases left. And this is the final point that I want to make here before we wrap up this episode. Recognize that, yeah, we're getting impatient. We're wondering, wow, why did they choose Coinbase? Why are they selling up with Binance? There's a little bit more at stake in this Ripple case. It's a little bit further along. They already have filed the appeal. But it's really one of the last few cases that's left that is set to get settled up here. Now, I've noted that they haven't looked to settle up the consensus case. They haven't done anything for that one. They're still in that case. But all that's left really is the Ripple case and a few others. And so I'd expect here in the next couple months that we're going to get the conclusion of this case. We're going to be off to the races, and we're going to get that alt season rally that you guys have been waiting for here, taking XRP up to about $8 to $10. So please prepare yourself accordingly. I hope you guys enjoyed this Saturday update. Hope you're having a great weekend. I will see you guys in the next one. All of our community resources are at the website, zachrector.com, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.